Well, it's Sunday, I believe the 10th of January 2021. Sure enough. And here's the Sunday newspaper out of Spokane, the Spokesman Review. On the front page, we have a big headline, The Splintering of the Grand Old Party. The Republicans, the Repos. And on the back, we have a more localized article. The Spokane County Sheriff, Ozzie Knesevich, has a lot to say about this whole business. Now, Sheriff Knesevich has occupied that position for many years, and for good reason. He's a good sheriff. And from his prior remarks that I've read in the newspaper and that I've seen on YouTube, interviews of him, which were rebroadcast on YouTube. Of course, the county sheriff, as well as any local chief of the police department in any town, at times they're essentially called upon to represent toward the public their entire operation. In other words, they're not only the chief coordinator of their operation, but they're also the chief spokesman for it, which means that he's a politician, and he is. He's a politician. So he pointed out the ransacking of a certain area, 4 square blocks in Seattle, when the police basically abdicated and vacated the entire area. That was a huge problem. Of course, Seattle's inundated with homeless people, and they all scrambled in there and made mincemeat out of the whole area. It was a horrendous mistake on the part of the Seattle City Council to go lightly on those people. The problem of homeless people is that there are no easy accommodations for them at all, apart from charitable institutions. There are no governmental institutions that can house them because back in the Reagan era, Reagan, who propounded that government was the problem, not the solution, cut taxes to many states, all states, and the states in turn had to curtail or eliminate very expensive items, such as state psychiatric hospitals. So out these people all go. Where are they going to go? They don't have anywhere to go except home or onto the street if they don't have families, and many of them did not. So America experienced a flood tide of homelessness initiated by Ronald Reagan's policies. There's a lot to be said for minimal government if you happen to be comfortable in the middle class. But if you happen to be a member of the working class and you're scraping by from month to month, and your checkbook is down to nearly zero or under $5 on the 20th of the month, and you can't spend a dime until you get your next paycheck. That's how a lot of people are, and that's how I was for a long time. You appreciate every single little government agency that can help you, like WIC, Women and Infant Care Anyway, when my children were just babies, and my wife would get this, I don't know, stipend from the federal government that allowed her to obtain infant formula and medical care for her. That was an important program, and I don't know if it's been eliminated, but I wouldn't be surprised. The Republicans try to eliminate any decent program uh, based on their fundamental principle of minimal government. Minimal government and states' rights and a balanced budget. That used to be the Republican position until Trump, who provided no position, as you'll recall. No party platform, nothing. Just do as I say, and that's it. Do as I say. That was the party platform under Trump. That is a dangerous party platform. That is the platform of an autocrat, a demagogue, which he is. And as soon as he is gone, most Americans, a strong majority of Americans, including many Republicans, will breathe a heavy sigh of relief. But let's get back to the problem of policing. Now, Knesevich's contention that there's no racism involved in policing is bogus. Many cops are indeed racist. And they'll be the first ones to say so in private. They can't admit it in public, it just won't do. But their actions in public speak far louder than words. And we all know it, we've all seen it. So, the problem, I believe, originates in the academies where they're trained. What is going on in the training, you see? And they don't allow us to know that, and that is the biggest problem. There's no oversight. The training of the police is the place to start. The guys that are already there, that've been there 10, 15 years, you just have to watch them. But the young ones who start out, who, come home from serving 2 or 3 years in the military, and they need a job, and they want to, so the police department is one of the first things they can think of. And many of them wind up in police departments across the country, former veterans, and they get a 10-point advantage anyway for being a veteran. And not only that, they already know how to handle guns and all that other business, so they're very attuned to the training that they will encounter once they begin in the police academy. Now, I've never been in the military, and I've never been in the police academy, but I can, project myself through the imagination into these places. It's not that difficult. And once you use your mind and your reasoning and your imagination, you can come up with some inferences. That's what they are. They're not guesses, they're inferences. An inference, properly arrived at through reasoning,